Hey guys, so we're back. Yeah, and we got this is a good game. Hold on. Um, yeah, it's a good game. What's that sound? Oh, that must be the sound of the fucking water. This ice cream tastes off. I bet you there are people laughing right now or watching the VOD being like, oh yeah, because we did something. It's like, I mean, maybe not. I'm not quite sure, but wouldn't be a gigantic surprise at this point. Oh well. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Your actions define you, and others' actions define others. Okay, so here we go. So let's define ourselves and let's get going with this. We'll do a little more training and then we'll see what we can do. This game is super brutal and I may yet end up switching this, but I'd like to have this be my streaming game. The thing is though, it's just like, oh shit. Haha, but we did save. See? Or I think we saved. Well, we saved at a certain point anyway. I don't know if we saved there. Yeah, I think we saved before. See, I fucking tell you, man. I don't know. I think maybe I feel like I'm pushing against the wall with this game. It's a streaming game, but I did have an idea that, look, if this game is your streaming game, you're probably gonna end up feeling kind of like not super enthused, and that might be helpful because then it's like, all right, well then just do something other than streaming. That might be, yeah. Because what are the results that I'm getting from this? Indeed, what are the results that I'm getting from almost anything that I've been doing? Doesn't mean it's not artificial, but artificially constricted. But at the same time, if I find that the results don't appear to be matching like what I'd like, or basically like it doesn't appear to be a good trade-off, then just for my sake, it might be good to go in another direction. So, that said, I think I might be good. I mean, not good in the sense of like morally good. Like I hope to be that, but I think I might be good in the sense of like, you know, might have reached sort of a goal or a zenith, or you know, fulfilled a quest or something, which would be nice. Tony Robbins would be like, "Oh, Matt, stop right there. What are your rules?" And it's like, well, I'd raise you a Richard Bandler, Tony, and I'd say sometimes people get a sense like that something, people have like sort of just an internal sense that they like spelled something right or whatever, and you know, so it might just be something like that, and perhaps at like on some levels, or for some things, like maybe it gets so subtle that it's like, yeah, that's going to be your confirmation. That doesn't mean I have a million views yet on YouTube, although I'd like to. And I think I've done good work there. doesn't mean all sorts of things. And it's like, well, well, Matt, wait a second. You'd probably have more YouTube views if you had fewer videos that you were posting. Right now, I'm basically doing 2 videos a week. Even that's, I think, kind of a lot especially for a smaller channel. But if it's 2 videos and it's consistent, I think that might be okay. Which is looking to be the way things are going to be. I will say, not this coming Friday, like the one that's next up, but the Friday after that, it counts as 1 video, but it might be like so long that it's sort of like 4 parts, and so it'll be 4 uploads, and that would probably be like, Matt, see, you're doing well, and you're just like, you're giving yourself the chance to do well. Or rather, like, yeah, you're sort of giving yourself the chance to do well, and then you have something that feels like inspiration, or something that you're following, but what it is like sort of a self-sabotage thing that's being suggested by some entity or force that doesn't want things to go well for you. That could be. And so perhaps I do well to somehow get that video that would be in, you know, multiple parts into 1 part, and just like shorten it. It's like, how long is it going to be? Well, it's pretty long, but I think you'd see what it is. I wouldn't. It would be clear what it is. But it might not be the best thing to do it in that way. In which case, fine. I could do it a different way. Also, I'm sort of shifting gears. I'm not shifting gears away from YouTube. Well, I guess I'm shifting gears a little more fully into something else, and then sort of letting YouTube, like, I'd like to continue with that, and I think ultimately that's what I'm gonna, like, that's what's gonna be the bigger thing. But I'd like to have that going while I sort of alter things in a different arena, which I kind of wrote out in sort of a little plan for the YouTube thing anyway, but I'd like to have that going while I change things around, like over here, in a way that would be helpful for that to fully bloom, because currently the situation is not really conducive to anything. And when I say something, I tend to fucking mean it, so I mean, when I say something sincerely, I tend to mean it. I've said things insincerely. That's called making a joke. That's called, like, expression, sort of like, you know, saying something like, you know, like, you know, like whatever. Like, there are many cases where people, yours truly, and you, whoever happens to be watching this or listening on some illegal mechanism. By the way, there's some kind of work going on, and I kid you not, maybe I won't say the name of the company, but the name of the company literally, like, it literally says Imperial in it. And I mean, like, not like, oh, it's like 3 words and like you take like a sound from each word, and it's like, no, it says Imperial. It's like, yeah, my life is a product, not a product of, but I am being fucked with in a major way, whether it's synchronicity or whatever. But it's like, Imperial, you fucking kidding me? After all I talked about this morning, yeah. Why would anyone name their fucking company Imperial? Like, what? That's not a word with good connotations. Like, is it supposed to be a joke? Like, is the whole company supposed to be a joke or what? I don't know, but like, that's a word with just about the worst connotations possible. You might as well have a company called Preemptive War or something. It's like, that's about as bad as the fucking connotations are. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, but of course that'd be the name. But in any case, Yeah, so when I say something sincerely and seriously, then I tend to mean it. And by the way, it's like, oh Matt, what, you can have your cake and eat it too. It's just like you get to decide when something's sincere, and it's like, yeah, that's how it works. When you say something sincerely, you were saying it sincerely, and when you say something insincerely, you were saying it insincerely. That's how it fucking works. It's actually the opposite of what someone might criticize that statement for. It's actually, you don't get to decide what someone else means when they say something. They get to decide. When it's a third party deciding what someone else means and overruling what the person who said something meant, that's called, you're trying to screw somebody and you're putting words or meanings into their mouth that weren't there. But when I say something sincerely, I tend to fucking mean it. And so when I say that, I'd like to sort of shift gears to sort of address a certain set of circumstances, and maybe like help make that a more conducive set of circumstances to help with other things, then I mean it. And but I mean that, but I mean that in terms of like, then I also mean that like the YouTube will be ongoing, and I don't mean like, it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, so you're just gonna like stop doing. It's like, look at fucking American Noble. Look at, not the YouTube, but look at the other American Noble, actually sort of the namesake for the YouTube, where the Substack page. I did a lot of work on that Substack page, and I tied it into a bow, and then I announced to everybody that, basically this page is complete, and that's the way it's been. I'm a person who fucking does something, I put a lot of work in, I follow through, I complete it, and that's what it is. Right? And that person would be in very high demand these days. But when there's an artificial set of restrictions, and we can go to One Piece for this one, when there's a group of people who are controlled by fear, that's in One Piece early-ish on in the One Piece manga. There's this like, interestingly, it's this like Navy captain, and all basically like after he, One Piece seems to be a story of like, basically like there are these sort of abusive people who are like at the top of organizations and are kind of bossing people around and stuff, and in any case, like these, not to give you too many spoilers, but this like basically like, let's just say after this Navy captain's powers seem to have been no longer, on one level or another, the people were happy about it. I think they were cheering or whatever. And then one of the other characters, he says like, oh, that's strange. They're cheering even though their leader was like defeated, or like, they're cheering for this like situation. That means he must have been ruling by fear. And it was an incredible little insight. And like it came off maybe as sort of your average kind of like, somebody explaining something and some kind of vaguely kids directed work. One Piece is rated T for teen on the whatever ratings, and it is sort of, it's not just like it's not just for kids. It's not really a for kids thing. I imagine a lot of kids like have gotten into One Piece as well, but it's not kind of appropriate. But it may come off like just sort of a generic thing, like, oh yeah, he's explaining like something and he's saying, oh, that he must have ruled by fear. But it's an incredible insight. It's like, oh yeah, like when people cheer and when people are relieved to have somebody no longer be their leader, that means that the leader wasn't ruling by like them all like liking it and going along with it. That means the leader was ruling by fear, or at least something like that, really by force. And so, I think I'd be in high demand with all of my skills and with all of my responsibility and with all of my values, and just like, I think I'd be in super high demand these days. But I think the society has been degraded and constructed in such a way where basically like I don't have. It's like I put a lot of effort into a lot of different things, and it seems like the results are like artificially a lot less than they might otherwise be. And it could be a law of attraction thing. I think that might be part of it. I think we're turning that around. We're turning that ship a little bit, one piece. But it could also be a case of like, well, the rulers and like just coming like down from the top, like this whole society is based on like an incredible, gigantic rule of fear. And so I would be, I'd probably be the perfect person to help with like all sorts of things, and like something from like the lowliest office job to like the highest position in some kind of horrific monopoly on force that I wouldn't want to be a part of anyway. I'd be the perfect person to like do some good things in all of those arenas, and but you don't really do good things in a monopoly on force. But in any case, like I'd probably be the person people would be looking for so many things, and not to mention probably get along with me, not to mention like probably, I don't know, I think they're just pluses all along the way. But then you have a fucking like vehicle outside and it says Imperial on the side of it, and that tells you exactly what's been the problem. It's been a rule by fear, and whether or not actual people or good people or honest people would like to have someone like me around, because it's this incredible imperial rule of fear that's just like, that's sort of darkening the entire landscape of everything going on. I tend to find that I don't get good results. And then I look around and I see, well, who has the jobs, who seems to have like the respect and stuff, and it's the most unimpressive, vile, morally repugnant, dishonest people you've ever seen. Each one is less impressive and more like blank stared, and more just like each one, I don't want to keep pointing to myself for like those kinds of things. Each one is less impressive than the last. It's just like, it's like, oh yeah, who's making all the money? And you look over and it's like somebody who has like zero values, like zero morals, and they're just like, they're not particularly effective, like they're not doing a good job, there's like nothing impressive about them. You know why they got that fucking job? Because this is an entire society landscape ruled by fear. And I'm putting in so much incredible work all the time, like incredible in various ways. Like I'm putting in so much, and the returns and the results have been so little. And it's like, yeah, because the people who are getting all the results are the people who are the useful people for the violent people who are controlling or pulling strings and stuff to have in places that they would actually have like rewards. And so people like me who, I don't want to necessarily say deserve, but people like me who could do really well in like all these things where then they would also get all these rewards, they're sort of, for various reasons, it seems like they aren't, there are like walls that come up that block them from getting these things, and the people who make it in instead are like the people who are fucking failing the test. In so many ways, in so many ways. Here I am passing all the tests, and it's like, yeah, Matt, sorry, we got nothing for you. It's like, I bet you have nothing for me. You fucking group of fucking cowards working for someone you're afraid of. I bet you have nothing for me. You fucking imperial bastards. It's like, Matt, don't you like the band Imperial Triumphant? I do like that band. I think it's a good band, but I also had a sense not to listen to them. Like, but in any case, yeah, but no, that's sort of besides the point. That's kind of funny, but yeah, no, it's hilarious. It's like people, they literally have vehicles going around now that just say Imperial, and it's like, yeah, well, that's where we've fucking gotten. It's overnight, this entire thing has been hollowed out and poisoned. Not that it hasn't been hollowing out and sort of poisonous all the way along, but it's gotten to a point where it's just a joke. It's gotten to a point where it's staring you right in the face from the side of the fucking WB Mason trucks that have started appearing everywhere, and they say, "Who but WB Mason?" Yeah, who's doing this? And it seemed like they really started appearing everywhere when they had the whole scare in the early 2020s, where they were like, "Oh yeah, oh everyone be scared," and then suddenly you see all these trucks, and it's like, "Who but the Masons?" It's like, yeah, absolutely, who but the Masons, indeed. Oh my goodness. It's in your face. It's just a big fucking joke. Oh boy. Well, Matt, I didn't hear about any of that on MSNBC, and you're not gonna. You're not gonna. No, on MSNBC they will tell you three things. They'll tell you killing babies is good. They'll tell you hate the Republicans, and they'll tell you love the Democrats, and everything else is just not for your ears to hear. And then on Fox News, they'll tell you hate the Democrats, love the Republicans, and I think they just have two messages. I don't think they have a third. I don't want to be super relativistic about that, though, because at least Fox News has like some good stuff. It's like they're your they're just as bad at, they're selling the same propaganda, but like they're giving you a little bit where if you take off and run with it, then like you might end up breaking out of that whole paradigm. You're getting almost nothing like that on the other side. The other side, it's like this is the side for people who are just like, who literally have their eyes closed. And then the Fox News is the side for people who are like, about half drowsy and like barely staying awake at all. But if you hear just enough to be like, wait a second, that had a ring of truth, and that seems to clash with just about everything else. Algami's support. Yeah, I'd love some fucking support though. I'd love some fucking support, and not support like, oh, we're gonna not support like the proverbial like, oh yeah, like you're a slave and the slave masters like feed you gruel sometimes. That's not the support I'm talking about. Oh, what support is it, Matt? No, it's not the support where you get to like put words in my mouth either to make it sound like I was asking for something scary. I'd love some kind of support for like, oh, you're a good person, and we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you get out of this pit that we've dug for you, and we're gonna say, hey Matt, can you come over here and help us, and then we're gonna support you, and you can support us, and we can have some kind of interdependence thing going on. That might be nice. But what I get right now is people just fucking like, what I get right now is a fucking a vehicle parked in the driveway that says Imperial, with someone fixing something that's been basically like looking up, like destroyed to the point of looking apocalyptic for about fucking 6 months. That's the support I get. You got your Imperial fucking person giving you some fucking garbage. Oh well. But let's turn this law of attraction around.
This'll do. This'll do. How's this?
See how we put that together? See how we put that shit together, man? Yeah, that was a wall of death, and we were like, yeah, nah. We're gonna take the right actions, and we're gonna persevere and succeed. And that's it. Don't live in fear. Their goal, me living in fear. You're 100%. Now, I've been falling away from that, man. I've been falling away from that. I've been getting... Didn't expect that, huh? But it was fun, right? Totally. It was fun, actually. Oh, Zhu Tunchi, okay. I've been falling away from that, man. Yeah, their goal is you living in fear, and don't live in fear. If you're at 100%, then you are. If you're at 100%, then you're at 100%. And, yeah, oh, Matt, you're the broken record. You're the broken record of grievances and positive thinking. You could do worse. If they're actual grievances, then you could do worse. Oh boy, hold on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I can't fucking believe it though. It's hilarious. Things have gotten satirical. It's satire now. It's satire. It's been written by somebody else. It's satire, and it's not. It's a joke. Who but the Masons? Imperial. Let's name some more. Let's name some fucking more. I don't know. Maybe we're not going to get any, but this is kind of funny, and I think it's sort of fecund. Fecund? Matt, what does that mean? Look it up in a fucking dictionary or learn English. Yeah, what else do you have, man? I don't even freaking know. It's hilarious though. Oh boy. Red, green, blue, yellow, white, purple, pink, bluish, whatever. Red, green, blue, yellow, white, purple, pink, bluish, purple. Red, green, blue, yellow, white, purple, pink, bluish. Oh no, that is it. Okay, good. Oh, perfect. Hey, look at that, man. And then yellow top and bottom, and then black for the top. Yellow top and bottom, black top. Yeah, man. Oh, we fucking got it. I can't believe it. Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Man, what are you even talking about? I'm talking about the diagram. What diagram? Actually, I got a lot of views. Did I get 14? I get fucking 14 views on that VOD. A lot of people, I guess, are interested in the philosophical thing. Because I had a VOD last night where I was speaking about sort of like RPG life and like sort of a philosophical, like kind of... It was called Rectification, so maybe a bunch of people clicked on it because of that, but I have the sense that it's based on what I say more than... I think it's just a bunch of hounds, basically. And they've released the hounds on certain videos. And so I think, for some reason, the VOD where I was doing, like, RPG life stuff, they were really interested in it. It's like, what? Are they looking to, like, defame me based on saying like the RPG life stuff is like, are they trying to like make me look bad for that? I think I look good for that. But of course, I look good for a lot of things, and that doesn't mean that an imperialist society is going to give you praises. Not look good. I am good for a lot of things. Doesn't mean an imperial society is going to give you praises. Wouldn't it be nice if you fucking lived in a world where, like, there were... It's funny, too, because it's like, your culture was given to you. It wasn't your culture to begin with. Why are you being proud of or longing for a culture that that was somebody else's, like, construction, right? It's like, I'm not saying like you don't deserve to. I'm saying, like, why would you do that to yourself? However, it is funny. It's like, it's just like you grow up in America and it's like, oh yeah, we speak English here. That's literally the language people speak in America. Just like you go to Italy and they speak Italian. They may speak English as well, but the language for Italy is Italian. Oh, this one's really going to blow your mind. You go to Spain and they may speak some English, but the language for Spain, it's going to blow your mind, ladies and gentlemen, is Spanish. But now, in America, where the language was English, I don't care what anyone says. Oh, there's no official language. Yeah, what about the Constitution? What about all the official documents? Official documents written originally in a certain language, and it's not like different languages. It's one certain language across the board, unless you want to look at fucking Latin for lawyer speak or something. If they're all written in one language and they're the official documents, I don't think it's a long fucking leap to say that there's an official language, unless you're really just looking to try to destroy what's been given to people. Not that it's a good thing that's been given to them, but nevertheless. And so you grow up in America, and I guess I was one of the last generations that get to do this. You grow up in America and people are speaking English, and I'm not saying everybody in America looked a certain way, but I am saying most people in America did have, like, even a certain, like, sort of general... It's like, America was mostly European. There were the Native Americans, okay, fine. But America was mostly sort of, like, of European descent in terms of, whatever. And, there were plenty of people from other places, too, fine. But then... What you get, though, is, like, midway through your life, then suddenly it's like, oh, or really earlier than that. It's like, no, that's all bad. That's all. You don't get to have your own language. Like, no, everyone's gonna be speaking Spanish around. Everything's gonna be half fucking Spanish. They have an Adam Sandler movie, Spanglish. No fucking coincidence. No accident there. And I do mean that, actually. That movie, like, it's just like the title itself. It's such good propaganda. Just the simple. You don't even have to fucking see the movie. You see that an Adam Sandler movie came out and it's called Spanglish. The propaganda is already fucking set in. It's already propaganda without even fucking seeing it. And so you grow up and then it's like, oh, but you're bad because you look a certain way and you speak a certain language, and like. These are all the things that I grew up with. This is all what I'm from. If I'm bad for all of that, then that means that you're just saying that I'm bad and I've always been bad, and you're just saying that, like, everything that I come from is bad. And in that case, it's not about, like, respecting people's differences. It's about you're trying to come in and distort and destroy everything in my life to fucking put in something else. And it's not even about the thing you're putting in either. It's just simply about an act of destruction. Because there are no winners. And I say it in the Manhunt video. The winners aren't the fucking shit you're putting in. The winners aren't the people you're fucking importing in from other countries and shit. Those aren't the winners. They may get some relative rewards, not good rewards, because they're behaving immorally and they're basically acting imperially towards another country, and they're coming in just to make money and shit. They're not getting good rewards. They're getting, like, some little rewards, but while their souls are being eroded by what they themselves are doing. They're not the winners even in that. They're not winners to begin with, but they're certainly not the winners because then you still have a lot of people who look like me and speak the language that I grew up speaking, and you still have a lot of actual Americans. Let's just fucking put it that way. You can be an actual American and look different. If you're not speaking English, I don't know about if you're much of an actual American, because again, just try reading any of the fucking documents without them being translated. And if you're not speaking English, you're not gonna do it. So you're not actually from here. Whatever. But the people who are imported in, they don't win. The people who were here, who are being basically like flipped the middle finger and told like you're bad and you don't deserve to live, of course they don't win. Nobody wins. The people who win are the people who have been doing it all to you. The imperialists, the emperor. And he has no clothes, and he's not even fucking wearing clothes. He's walking naked through the street. Who but W.B. Mason? You fucking, come on. Come on. Alright, let's, whatever. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? No, let's go save and heal, whatever. Matt, are you gonna play the game or are you just gonna do the same old, same old? You know what? It'd be nice if... It may be the same old for me, but it'd be nice if it was the same old everywhere because, you know, rather than a message of total bullshit and subjugation and imperialism being spread repeatedly and spread so much that it becomes like... It just becomes the big lie. Wouldn't it be nice if the same old was indeed a message saying, look at all the ways you're being screwed. But really look at them and really, like, these are actual ways, not just a bunch of propaganda that pretends to be on your side, but it's just filtering back in to support the same system. If the same old really was criticizing what's actually going on, then I don't think what's going on would be going on very much longer. But, you know, that's probably why, you know, maybe there are walls put up for certain messages, and then other messages are, you know, spread far and wide and repeatedly and ad nauseum. And if you really want to see the same old, I don't suggest it, but you could look at any channel on TV and see what they're all saying 24 hours a day. And then you could go talk to almost anyone in the society and see what they gasp at, or like stop talking when you bring up, or just listen to them and see the bullshit they're saying. That's the same shit as on the TV, and literally to the point where like they'll shift their conversation with the shifts in the TV conversation. So if the TV is talking about the Epstein list, none of these people, or most of these people, weren't talking about, like, you know, the P situation in Washington, and, you know, basically all the rich people or whatever, they're all P's, right, or whatever. It seems like they might be. Almost nobody's talking about it, like in general society. Then they start talking about it on the media. Suddenly everyone's talking about it. You know why? Because that's the programming and that's the official message. Oh yeah, now we're sophisticated. Now we're talking about Epstein. Now they're talking about Epstein, so you're talking about it. You're just continuing to follow their message. There hasn't been a beat skipped. What are we doing here, though? Yeah, I know the place they call home. But let's see what... Apsaras, Mermaid's Curse. Visiting her fellow mermaids in the mountains. Yeah, it's kind of high level. We can go back and see what... Eliminate the Dormarth. Oh, that's what it is. And that's recommended level 11. Okay, that's different. You know what? Let's see if we can beat 3 daemons. Hey, let's just take it bit by bit. Light Sutra, yeah. Yeah, so, you know, it's like Yeah, you can say same old, same old. You can say broken record. It's like, well, Matt, you're saying that. Look, I bet if anyone's spending a lot of time watching, for whatever reason, spending a lot of time watching like what I've been putting out, they might say something like that. And to that, I'd say it may be a repetitive message that I'm putting out to some level, but or on some level, but it's not nearly a repetitive message in terms of like the message that's going out to seemingly, unless this is truly a Truman Show and everyone's just listening to me, seemingly most people. Because you step right back out of a stream like this or something, and you talk to like a normal person who's making a lot of money and shit, and it's just like you're watching Rachel Maddow, whatever she happens to be saying. Okay, this isn't the fight. Nevertheless, we'll get some training and we'll see if we can do the other thing. And I have people creeping and people like that person in the bathroom. He's probably not even fucking working on it. I haven't heard fucking noises coming from there. I think he's just fucking sitting there fucking listening to what I'm saying. He's probably not doing anything. I don't know. You got your spies sent to you, and they come in a car that has the word Imperial on it. And you don't even need someone to fucking be lurking in the fucking bathroom. That's just to insult you. You don't even, and to put you out, to inconvenience you. You don't need someone to be fucking lurking in the bathroom. They're listening. You're getting listened to anyway. So it's like, no, we're just having someone have a blast listening to you a little closer, man. Yeah, great. Are you gonna fix that fucking ceiling, you fucking? I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully the stream doesn't get taken down. It is funny though. It's like, yeah, you listening to me, dude? You listening to me? Doing anything in there? Or just sitting there for hours listening to me, looking for more ways that people can screw with me. I'm sure you got all your ways. At least they didn't fucking break into the house this time. No, you let him in, yeah. It's like the vampire. Exactly. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it will, yeah. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yeah, funny though. Funny. Very funny. What did they say in Road to Perdition? It's also fucking hysterical. Who said that, man? Daniel Craig, if you can believe it. Back in the 90s. James Bond. Matt, he wasn't James Bond. He was Mr. Rooney's son. Yeah, you see, I think it was Mr. Rooney, wasn't it? I'm not sure what his name would have been, but
you are done.
Matt, with all your fucking Matt, why aren't you paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to exercise your phenomenal skills in some way? It's like, look, I've been fucking pushed out of this society. I guess I'm inconvenient. One thing I am is a winner, though. I'm a big fucking winner, no matter what anyone says. I'm a big fucking winner. And if it's a society full of people who are currently losing, then a big winner is going to look like he's not a part of the crowd. And most of them are probably going to turn to him and say, well, or look at him and say, well, you're not winning. It's like, no, I am winning. You don't even know what winning looks like. Although I'd like to have more, I'd like to have a nicer lifestyle. That'd be nice. Winning, what does winning look like? Winning looks like being honest and being good. That's what winning looks like. Anything else is just fucking bullshit, and it's exactly the kind of shit that Jesus said maybe you wouldn't get into heaven for, or something along those lines. Yeah, but you get a lot of money though, right? Oh, but no, we pay lip service to that not being our highest value. Oh, of course you do. Go get your fucking rewards and push the Imperial service. You fucking... Bleh.
I can't afford to fail.
Oh, Sandman, cool. I'll show you just what an old timer like me can do. Zan, yeah, oh, that's gonna help actually. At least one more person with Zan. That's not what we actually needed though. And by the way, if we do fuse him, if we do end up fusing personas, as the personas get higher level, I think the fusions then tend to outstrip your level, depending on like if they're the fusions you really like. So, or well, depending on it or not, the higher level they are, it seems like the more the fusions are going to be higher level than you're allowed to do. Similar to Ash with Charizard, and Charizard wouldn't listen to him because he was too high. He was high enough level that he wouldn't listen to Ash. That's an interesting sort of theme in these kind of Pokemon-ish games. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about that, but hey, I'll talk about it here. Screw it. Let's fucking do it. Yeah, interesting theme. You know, you are ordering these things around. However, like you're ordering whatever, you're asking them to do Firestorm or whatever. But if they're if they're a high enough level, then even your servants don't respect you. And perhaps I'm a high enough level that somebody's trying to, somebody might look at me as a Pokemon, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna be like Charizard. Well, I don't even want to put myself in that category because then I'm basically calling myself a high level servant. But it's like if somebody's a high enough level and you look at them as a servant, it's like they're likely not going to do what you say. But you got so many people just doing exactly what you say, whoever the you is in this case, because it seems like a lot of people have... I don't know if a lot of people are high level these days. I wish they were. Go check out Stephen Covey. I talked about it last night, but check it out. Mental dependence. You get a bunch of people into a state of mental dependence, and you scare them, and you say, if you're mentally independent, that means you're a dangerous person. That means you're a conspiracy theorist or whatever. And you should be mocked and criticized for having mental independence. It's like, okay, you know what? I'd like to go on one of those fucking shows and just read a couple paragraphs of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and then they can throw all their fucking barbs at me, and they can cut me off, and then go to a fucking pharmaceutical ad on the break. Are you feeling despondent? Are you feeling let down by the things around you? Well, you need this newest medication. It's gonna totally destroy your health, and then we'll have other medications to do stuff about that, and then they're gonna have a bunch of bad side effects too. But the core root of you being dissatisfied with people treating you badly, you're not even going to care about that anymore. You're going to be just like everyone else, a useful tool.